Polish rocket curry, all out of rockets. Mumashika, finished the job.
Not so fast! I have one more trick up my sleeve.
I'll cut you to pieces for one more trick, you little bastard.
You could, if you had enough budget left to animate that.
Me how, my little silkworms? Watashi no name ha bemor game desu. My home is on fire. Scratch that. My neighborhood is on fire. What's my take?
Never seen such immaculate housing, Your Excellence.
Why is our city on fire? It is a long story. A story about heartbreak, betrayal, and lobbying foreign governments. Stronghold Warlords, or Warlords for short, is a game about the communist dream of one day having every man, woman, and child working in the rice fields. Do you enjoy warfare? Warlords has it. Do you enjoy city building? Warlords has it. Do you enjoy a good cup of napalm in the morning? Warlords has enough civilians burning to death that you might forget that you are not Lyndon B. Johnson. So what are we waiting for? Hop on your water buffalo and eat your century egg because I have once again breached containment!
Hello and welcome to Vaguely Asia. We have kind of Japan, somewhat China, and maybe even some vague Mongolia. Don't worry, my one hypothetical Vietnamese viewer, we got you covered too. Now first things first, we start a multiplayer match. Why? Definitely not to play with the community. Let's just say they are a special kind of special. The real reason is because invincible walls, the only way to make sieges relevant and therefore the game playable, is only available as a trolling countermeasure in the multiplayer tab. I mean, you could play with a friend, you know, if you have those. Anyways, once you've made the game playable, let us get oriented with the basic concepts of the game. In the heartland of toxic yaoi, big burly men are all trying to kill you, and the only way you can prevent that is by killing them first. Your foes come in different shapes and sizes. If you forget them, don't worry, they didn't. They will keep calling you over and over to bully you. I say that as a warning, as I know some of you degenerates would come to that. Difficulties range from easy to try harder. When the game got an actively cheating AI difficulty level, I'm straight up zorking it to this information. There is a local fentbender who feels obligated to tell you he is trying to make you hard, a Mongolian who I gave one nacho Dorito and is crashing out, and also this guy who, well, he keeps talking about his homoerotic fantasies. Anywho, warfare is the main course of this Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet. It has 3 stages of understanding: beginner, intermediate, and Nuremberg. Starting with basic, beginner strategy, get oriented with the fact that warfare is expensive. How do you make money? We'll touch on that later. For now, try to, not get distracted by the crows. Powerful missiles that can devastate your enemy. Who am I kidding? Any beginner is going to spam crows. I will simply counter you with a bucket of water and call it a day. Crows are expensive, so it is better to stick to proper military strategy like the one being used on your city right now.
Your forces are inferior. Are you really sure you know how to handle them?
Okay, just place a fire arrow platform down and you should get time to deal with this new guy. Sun Tzu of the Yellow Clan is destroying your city.
How do we solve this common issue? Simple, walls. If we simply walked up to them, we'd get stabbed. From a wall, you can shoot sharp sticks without the fear of meeting the business end of a spear.
But what? See how he is shooting back? That is not fair. Only we are allowed to do that. But again, Sun Tzu will lay down the law if we aren't careful. But as a wise man once said, after about 150 miles per hour, the law kind of stops applying to you. Use cavalry to eradicate his archers, and his footmen are easy pickings, and we've been wiped out. I know what you're thinking. Why are we such massive disappointments to our parents? Simple. We attacked fully armed soldiers with a haggle of hookers and homeless people. If we wish to stand a chance, expensive samurai are our only hope. They are a worthwhile investment, and they are dead. As it turns out, fire doesn't care about your samurai status. Sun Tzu brought out the heat using a trebuchet. How do we respond? Simple! Bring in some heat of our own.
Fly the claw!
Wow, that was pretty effective. Let me be blunt. I lied to you. The third master level military strategy in this game is realizing that all our planning, all our diverse units, all our castle walls mean nothing when a nuclear bomb obliterates your house from across the map. The crow is by far the best weapon, and so we must use it whenever and wherever our enemies are. What's this? The fuck you mean we're out of gunpowder? Buy more. Huh? The fuck you mean we're broke? Do you think samurai grew in trees? That's right, armor has to be forged, arrows carved, and horses bred. To save on costs, we must say goodbye to our crows. For now. Question, do you enjoy suffering? I do. Apparently. apparently. Which means I began this game on Gauntlet mode, whereby I start with no money, no resources, no bitches, and most importantly, no bitches. All our armor is made locally as we spawn with literally, no exaggeration, nothing. Armor, armor, armor. Will I ever shut the fuck up about armor? No, armor allows you to make the strongest units in the game, apart from one, so do not ignore it. Now, weapons and gear are nothing if nobody is around to wield and wear them. So, you need people. These people not only die for the glorious Redanian state, but also produce its food. You may have not heard, but people need food to survive. Shocker. Is this a burden? Of course not. As it turns out, the greater the quality of slop you give your people, the more they are willing to be taxed. A people eating delicious food in a comfortable home are fine being taxed their entire income. But when the people see the tax man demand a single penny after they had nothing to eat but unseasoned rice, they will simply kill themselves. With such high taxes, affording a decent army is doable. Maintaining them after continuous combat is still difficult, however, and do not dream of conquering your foes. Solution? Capitalism. Your inner Rockefeller understands that a surplus produced is a surplus that can go on the market. Selling rice is good. Becoming an international arms dealer is better. Combine our exports with our taxes and we suddenly become an economic foe to be reckoned with.
Well, as long as these taxes are getting used for improving conditions around the castle.
Yeah, sure, sweetheart.
Hey, Balaj, get me a base with high spirit.
High spirit.
And every amenity.
Every amenity.
And positive fear factor.
And positive fear factor. Hey Joey, get me a base with everything.
Everything?
With all our tax money, we may even afford what the people really want. Housing? Bombard. I like bombard. Crows are great, but they have the same issue as a nuke. I can only kill people with them once. While a bombard won't get you on any watch lists with a single shot, many of them combined can be devastating. But why stop there? Do we really need all this diverse food? If we merely made the bare minimum, we could have more workers in the fields making us money. But why are we making useless garbage like food anyways? The real money is in silk. If you want to unlock the most economically powerful strategy, your base needs to convert into a sheen factory. I don't know why a game set in China incentivizes you to build sweatshops, but be more game, not be more inquisitive. What's that? The outskirts of our town is under attack? Did Sun Tzu come back already? As it turns out, no. One of his goons did. The Tiger Clan, to be specific, which he overthrew in a military coup. But do you know what beats armies? Bribes. All we need to do is set up a foreign lobbying agency and watch as all the clans bend down to our will. Okay, so, correction. It doesn't matter how much you bribe someone because the real power, as Mao said, still comes from the barrel of a gun. At this point, I introduce espionage. March your army up to the gates of a vassal and you will find it defiantly shut. Send a couple ninjas in and you'll find the castle in a rather submissive position. Or maybe not. Hey, where the fuck are the ninjas? Wanna know the biggest mistake JFK ever made? Living in the same world as the CIA. This game reflects that by having your ninjas simply ignore direct orders. Want me to take over the gates? How about I don't? Want me to assassinate a foreign leader? I don't feel like it. Want me to sabotage the enemy artillery to prevent our entire town from being wiped off the map?
We make ourselves a target?
Despite the active rebellion forming against us by our own ninjas, we're in a good spot to begin our third and final phase. Our economy has risen to heights never seen before. We have a whole fleet of crows. Sun Tzu stares at the greatest army ever formed. The first step in this game is not to get conquered. The second is to grow. The third? Domination. I'll keep it short. Warlords is a very good game and I recommend it fully. When on sale. When on sale! In other news, subscribe, I beg. The animation took so long. I made all this using pen and paper. I have proof. Anyways, until my next inevitable upload, ciao!
Rocket Cootie now has to wait a whole month for a Be More game upload. Guri is now drowning in an indescribable emptiness.
You